Bree Hester.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you. So let's get into some photography, Bree. Let's hear a little bit how you started and.
Great. So today we're going to talk about my favorite thing ever, which is photography. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about the mechanics of photography, and I'm also going to talk about some ways to get better at photography. I think the mechanics are really important, but I also think that you need to learn the basics so that you can kind of do what you want to do. So this picture right here is recent. My son and my husband at the beach. It's one of
We
my.
still have you, Bree.
Oh, sorry.
Screen share. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Can you see me now?
Nope.
Okay. Hang tight. I'm sorry. Okay. There you go. You got it?
It's black. There we go. There's your son.
There he is. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Okay, so this is just me at the beach with my son and my husband, but I take my camera everywhere because the only way you get better at photography is by taking pictures all the time, and it just makes you a better photographer. So I am Bree Hester, and I'm a blogger, photographer, writer, and you can find me at bakedbree.com, and also my personal website is breehester.com. And that picture my husband took because I've taught him how to be a good photographer now, which helps. And so we're going to start by talking about the nuts and the bolts. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is camera choice. One of my favorite quotes is, "The important thing is not the camera, but the eye." So what do I mean by that? I mean that cameras are simply a tool. It doesn't matter what you use as long as you have a camera. So if you know the principles of photography, you can make beautiful images with anything. From a point and shoot camera to a DSLR to your camera phone, they're all good options. The best camera is the one that you have in your hand. I happen to be really lucky. I got an iPhone 6 this weekend. Amazing, like better than any point and shoot I've ever had. So it's the tool that you have on you is what you need to use. People ask me all the time, what kind of camera should I buy? What kind of lenses should I buy? And I always tell them it doesn't really matter. As long as you know what to do with it, you can shoot with anything. It's kind of like if you're a good cook, you don't need the fanciest of cooking tools. You can cook a meal with a pot and a wooden spoon. So same with photography. So don't get hung up on the actual tool itself because the tool that we care about is your eye. So the next thing people ask me about all the time are lenses. And they fall into three categories. We have standard lenses, zoom lenses, and specialty lenses. For bloggers, and actually anyone, I learned to shoot with a standard lens. A standard lens can also be called a prime lens, and that means it's a fixed focal length. My personal favorite is a 50mm 1.4. So what that means is it's about the focal length of your natural vision. It does not zoom at all. Your feet are the zoom, and I feel like it's the best option to really learn light and to learn composition. They typically are faster, and by faster, I mean the aperture will be wider. We'll talk about that in a second. They're just my personal favorite. I love a standard lens. Some good ones to consider are a 50 millimeter, an 85 are two amazing standard portrait lenses. 50s also are great for pretty much documenting life. You could also go wide angle. So a 24 would be great if you're shooting rooms or just a big shot. A 35 is also an amazing, beautiful lens, and that's probably next on my wish list of things to purchase. The next are zoom lenses, and a zoom lens means that it zooms in and out. So one that I particularly like is a 2470 2.8. And so at its closed, it will be 24 millimeters wide, and if it's zoomed out, it will be 70. So that's a very versatile range. It's a great like walking around lens. It's what I take when I travel. It's really heavy, but it gives a really good general focal length. Another